Hey guys, so I'm an NAIA athlete. I run for the University of Mobile, and my name is Brandon Heinke, and I'm from Navarre, Florida. Um, I'm gonna try to start up a channel that basically shows some of the inside stuff of being an NAIA athlete. I'm a runner here, and I know that I've probably seen only like two other channels that even talk about NAIA in terms of running, whether it's cross country or track. And so I thought I would show some of my gear today, just kind of so people can see what we have and things that we do. But today I'm going to show what I have and what I've received from being a part of the program. I'm a first year freshman, and so we have more stuff that we're going to get. And we also have an indoor track team. And so it's kind of nice because cross country and track and indoor track are all different sports. So it's kind of just a nice um, amount of gear that you receive. So we probably receive more than people who maybe just only do track or just only do cross, which if you do cross, you're going to do cross and track. But basically, I'm just going to show some of the things that we've received this fall being on the cross country team. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys, which is really cool, in high school, we were partnered with Under Armour, and the University of Mobile is partnered with Under Armour. Um, my jersey in high school, or my cross country top, is exactly the same material and layout of the design. It's all exactly the same, and I thought that was pretty cool. And I like this more than high school because in high school we had gray. This we have black, so it just looks a lot sharper. So I'm going to show you guys this. It's really simple. It's uh, it's a black and white singlet, and then we have black shorts that go with it. Like I said, we are partnered with Under Armour, so that's really cool. They do make a lot of cool gear, and they have a lot of nice clothing. Um, Personally, didn't have a lot of Under Armour even in high school because used a lot of BSN sports stuff. But here we have the option of purchasing some BSN sports stuff, but it's the free stuff we get is Under Armour. Um, and then I'll show you guys. We do have sort of like a dress code depending on the event and like what we're doing and the time of year. Basically, if you're a team and you all get the same stuff, you should wear the same stuff because we are a unit, we are a program. And I'm going to show you guys kind of what we wear on over our top on race days. So we get these gray Under Armour track pants, which are really comfortable. And talking to the older guys and stuff they've gotten in the past, there's pros and cons and like things they like more and things they like more now than before. Um, and I will say that I know a lot of them really like the track pants, and I personally like them. I never really had a pair that were as nice as these, because in high school, like I didn't get a lot of free stuff. My school was really small, so it's nice to get some pants that were, you know, cost $40 or $50 if you were to go to a sports store. And then this is the top that we wear. It basically says TFXC, and then it has a red ram. Our mascot is a ram, and TFXC, that's track and field and cross country, which is really nice because I think last year the shirt was the same, but it didn't have that little TFXC added to it, the little addition. So it does make a difference. And then we are gonna get a warm up coat or like a windbreaker from what I heard, and this year's gonna be gray. I think last year's they were black. But I will show a long sleeve that we have received as well. Is just like the black one. Um, and it is just a simple Under Armour long sleeve with the logo on it and has Under Armour symbol. Um, I actually do a lot in that clothing, not necessarily the black and the sweatpants. I mean, I've worn the pants like once to class, other than wearing them for meet. Uh, it's just more of like everything's still new to me, so I don't know what's coming and kind of how everything works. And you don't want to wear your stuff around outside of your sport and then like mess it up or something. But I do wear the long sleeve a lot because that's not necessarily a part of our dress code right now because it's hotter outside. So I wear it more outside of doing things like more in the weight room. I wear it in the weight room when maybe I'm just doing like running a quick errand and I want to wear something that represents our school. It's really comfortable clothing. Um, and then I'll show you guys one more thing, and this is my favorite thing actually. So, yes, I am on the cross country team at the University of Mobile. And this was like things that I see the older guys wear. This is things that I see other schools wear, or not schools, other programs at our school, whether it's soccer, volleyball, basketball. And it's basically a bag. And it's a bag that says University of Mobile Track and Field on it. And then we basically get these printed out for us, and it says my name. It's backwards to the camera, but it says my name and it says track and cross country on it. So I thought that was like super cool. It has our location on it, and we're in the address of where the school's at. It has our little logo. Like when you go online and look at our athletics online, it has that logo. And I just think it's super cool because that was like my first step to really like just visually seeing that I'm a part of the team now is by like getting that bag with your name on it and everything. So I thought that was really cool. And then I'm gonna show you guys the shoes I wear for training, and then that will end the video. These are not shoes that we get, but I do have a teammate that works at a local shoe store from where we're at. We're in Mobile. He works like three exits away. But basically, I'll show you some of the stuff that I use for training. So I use the Saucony Guide 12. They are a heavier shoe. They are a stability shoe. I pronate a lot, so it kind of balances out um, how I run. Not all my shoes are like that, but I really like Saucony and I really like their guides. I used to have I think Guide 11 or Guide 10 before, um, but the 12 is definitely my favorite one. And basically, I use it for just all our easy mileage. I use it for warm ups before I work out, and it's just a shoe that I've put in hundreds and hundreds of miles on, and I wore it over the summer. I got it kind of towards the end of the summer, so I could have a nice fresh pair of shoes for the fall season. But I think I put it like 100 before I showed up in on them, and then it's like week 6 now of training, and um, just personally me, I've been on a 40 plus training program. Um, but anyways, those are the shoes I use uh for long distance and shakeout, long runs, warm up mile, cool down. Um, just I wear them for everything. They're a good shoe. Again, they're called the Saucony Guide 12. Um, if you're someone who likes a more, they're not super cushiony. I would say they take a minute to break in. I would say like, I don't know, couple runs, like 20, 25 miles. And then after that, like they just became my favorite shoe to wear for, you know, a 50-minute run, just go out and they're a good, nice stability shoe. So, and then the next thing I'll show you my trainers. These are shoes I wear for tempos, fartlek, intervals, repeats, all that good stuff. Basically, I used to wear the Saucony Kinvara 8. They don't make those, like, they don't sell those anymore in stores. I really liked them when I first bought a pair, and then now I just repurchased them online, but I didn't want to repurchase them online because I'm not back at home. I'm living in Mobile, and I just, don't really want to deal with the whole mailing situation. So I go to a local store called Fleet Feet. I've never been to it personally until just a little bit ago. And they make a shoe called Karhu. It's a brand based out of Sweden. And well, it was established by Fleet Feet, which is an American company, but the original idea behind the shoe and where it kind of first started was a coach in Sweden, and So, anyways, I really like the historical background of the brand and like how it's established and who wears them and they're actually like you'd think a shoe that's made by just a specific store and only sold at their store would be maybe a cheaper shoe or not as good as a shoe, but they're a really decent trainer. It's like the equivalent of the Kinvara for Saucony, but they're their own brand. They do make like heavier, more long distance style trainers. These shoes are a little thicker, but they have what's called fulcrum, and that's like their technology they have built into the shoe and basically it has like a plastic plate in them and there's not a lot of rebound but it makes the shoe a lot more stiff and firm and that's nice because when you do a lot of hard pounding whether it's on concrete or just on any hard surfaces it really makes a difference. I've ran on the treadmill with them, I've ran on concrete, I ran in the grass, and I'm going to show you them now. I really like them a lot. So like on the bottom here, I'm surprised they're not super dirty. All my shoes are dirty because I only clean them like once a week or maybe after we run on the field and it gets really muddy and really dirty. But you can't wash your shoes every day. I mean, it is what it is to train in them. But basically, that little blue part you see is the fulcrum, and it runs throughout the whole shoe in like the midfoot. And it's not like you can feel it. It's not like a protruding thing. It's just kind of like the carbon fiber you feel in like some of the Nike shoes or some of the technology they have in the new Adidas or the new Skechers. But these are called Karhu. They're spelled Karhu. Um, and then, but yeah, that's about it. I wear them just for anything tempo, anything interval. It's a lighter shoe. I think they're honestly um, maybe slightly heavier than the Kinvara, but I don't really mind. It's cross country. We do a lot of longer intervals, so I like a more stable shoe. Um, and the last thing I'm going to show you guys is what I race in. I really like these. I never used these before until now. I really wanted to find a spike that fit for me personally for like an 8K. I know people like to wear, anything that's um, from 800 to 5K. They wear that and they're good with it. And for me personally, like I've had so many different spikes over the years, and I found that the ones that are more meant for like 1500 to 5K like work just as well in the 800, but you can't wear like obviously you can't wear an 800 spike in like a 5K. But I basically have worn Under Armour spikes. I really like those. Their XC spike that they have. And then I really liked wearing these Nike flats that I had. Um, but I just been trying to find new spikes because the last pair I bought were these Asics spikes and they were meant for, middle distance and long distance running. And then they just were not really working for me. So it's kind of hard to find a spike now that I run 8Ks in college. So I don't want to wear a spike that's meant for 5K and kind of like push it and hurt myself because it's a long distance sport. You're in a long distance training program. You have to make it through these weeks of training and just staying healthy. So for me, I didn't mind getting a little bit thicker of like a shoe that you could wear and you run on concrete for 400 meters and it's not going to kill your feet, because there's been times in high school where I wore a spike and the course was more concrete than it was grass, even though it's cross country, and I got shin splints from it, or I got potentially injured, and I'm not trying to do that. So, long story short, I wear these New Balance spikes. You can tell, like, I mean, they're about this thick of padding, and I don't even wear them with the spikes in them. When I bought them, the guy at the store forgot to put the spikes in with them. I just haven't had time to go out and get any, but they are on the bottom. They have like uh like teeth on the bottom, so it's like rigid, a real rigid, rough bottom. Um, and they're the seventh model they have. It's the New Balance XC7. Um, and then the insole on them is pretty good too. It's like your standard running insole that comes with, shoes that you get that are meant for running that are usually more expensive. It was like a $70 spike, but I got it on sale for like 50. Um, but I mean, I bought these the day before move out, and I didn't even do any strides in them or anything before the first race we had. We do 5Ks and 8Ks, but more so 8Ks because that's the college distance. But we did a couple 5K openers, and I would definitely say they work well in terms of speed. I don't think they took anything away from me in speed. Like they look heavy and they look thick and they look like maybe more of like a road racing spike or a road racing flat, and then you put them on and then you race in them and you're like, well, these feel just fine. Like they're lighter than I'd say they're slightly lighter than the Fulcrum trainer I use, and the Fulcrum trainer like honestly is a good shoe. I mean, I use it for you know a lot of stuff, and the New Balance spike I use is really good as well. Um, and I know this video is kind of getting stretched out. If you guys have any questions, just put it in the comments. Basically, I got a couple shirts, I got track pants, I got a bag. We're waiting on our jacket right now. Um, and I don't know if we get gloves or anything like that. But I do know that certain things that we wear does have to be Under Armour, not our shoes, but anything else like beanies or gloves when it gets colder out. That time of the year is coming. I'm not dreading it because I do like colder weather. I do know we get like tights and stuff, but that's more of a track thing. Um, and yeah, so I showed you guys my shoes. I showed the gear that I got. Um, and then the next video I'll probably do like a day in the life and or maybe just like a recovery slash training video. I don't really have anyone to film me, so I do more of like right now it's just going to be more of me talking about what happens. Again, I am a NAIA athlete. That's just, um, its own intercollegiate organization. There's over 250 schools that compete in this organization. The level of competition, being a freshman, there's still a lot that I have to see and a lot that I have to, um, compete against to know like what I'm really up to. But I mean, my first two debut races were against Division II and Division I schools, and we were like one of the only NAIA schools, and we held our own. So it's not like um, in running, like it's not like basketball or football or something where you play people in your division. Here, in any division, whether you do D3, you do junior college, you do Division II, Division I, NAIA, all those levels, like you're gonna race people who are in other divisions. That's just how it is because you race people who are closer, or you go to a meet that you all go to, like just like in high school, your different classes, your different counties. So in here, it's we race some of the same conferences, uh, or some of the same division and some of the same people in our conference. But uh, my first two races have actually been about the equivalent amount of Division I schools as there are Division II or NAIA or Division III. Um, this and then like our conference, I think is pretty competitive. How it works is you have to win your conference. Um, to go to nationals, and we have 8 people in ours. 9 people are competing in the girls section, and it's like in high school. I know you bumped up, and there's a lot more minimal things you had to do. In cross, it's not as much about time, but time does come with the placement, um, and you do have to run like a pretty decent time. Um, and for example, like the best school in our conference is called William Carey. They race in Mississippi, and we saw them at our first meet, and they did really good. I mean, they came second at a meet that had two Division I schools and a Division II school that's ranked in Division II. So um, it's not too bad. I love it. It's cool because I get to compete against all these upper level schools, yet I get the benefit of running for a smaller school where we have coaches that are more individual and more um, just like one on one. So yeah, I'm gonna end it there. Hope y'all liked my video. If you watched it all the way through, I know there's not a lot of videos on NAIA gear or athlete stuff. I know Landon Miller, he used to do NAIA stuff, and I really like watching it. But now he runs for Liberty, which is really cool. but I thought maybe I would make a channel on NAIA stuff because there's not a lot of it out there in a lot of sports, especially running. So thank you for watching and have a good day.